All right, we're back at our homes.
Back in our homes. Dude, you look
Out
like
of an
you
abundance of caution, we're
yeah.
exercising. What do I look like?
You look like the guy that starts a hacky sack circle at a college.
It's the hat. It is a
In the
very
faded
hacky
purple
sack.
shirt. Like
Yeah, and
I don't know.
the worst
An
part. No,
outfit.
this is the
Are
worst
you
part
wearing
about this.
Birkenstocks right now?
No, I'm wearing socks, just regular socks. I'm in my home.
Or just
But
like barefoot? If I were to
no,
assume what's
no,
happening below the screen, it
I'm
would
wearing
be bare feet
black
and or
socks, plain old black
maybe
socks.
some Toms.
No, the worst part though, you were saying how faded I bought this t-shirt like this.
I know. I'm sure you
Like
did.
the little distress bits, that was part of the t-shirt. That's the kind of piece of shit
Mhm.
that I am.
It's okay. We're all our own kinds of piece of shit. This
Sure.
is
That looks like a
what is
flannel shirt made of flannel.
it's a flannel shirt. It's a collaboration between Woolrich and Quicksilver, I believe.
Oh, cool.
And I paid way too much. I definitely saw this shirt at the store. Was like,
Yeah, but
that's too
Woolrich is good.
expensive.
What was
And
it,
then
like 80 bucks, 100 bucks?
yeah, it was like
Yeah,
80.
that's what a good flannel
I
costs. I
bought
have
it
plenty of
in
flannel
Las
that comes in.
Vegas in the summer, though. It was like,
Oh,
I
okay.
was
So
like, this is
you
a
bought a
stupid
really good
purchase.
flannel just to be uncomfortable because it's too
Well,
hot.
dude, actually, it gets cold in the winter in
So you
Vegas.
bought a practical piece of clothing
I
for a
did,
reasonable price. That's what
but I still fit in it. It still buttons up,
So
even
you
though
bought a
I'm,
practical, long-lasting piece of clothing that you've kept for a while for
and
a
it's
reasonable price.
yeah, and it's.
Like
I mean, it's
what
one
they
of my
cost.
favorite. It's one of my favorite.
Yeah,
I don't
no, I'm
know.
still dumber for buying a worn out t-shirt for
All
like
right, you win.
$50. Yeah. No, I have to be dumber. There's no way that a reasonable, like a flannel for what a flannel costs is a dumber purchase than a worn out t-shirt for twice what a t-shirt should cost.
You look
It's
like a
just a dumber thing.
trustafarian. Do you know what that is? Do you know what a
That's someone with a
trustafarian?
trust fund who's pretending to be poor, right?
Yeah. It's like those skiers that have like their
Like
ski
ski bums.
passes, and they're like they've got like a hemp necklace ski pass holder, and like that hangs down like a chain wallet, and then they say bumbaclot and wear and have dreads and like a big hat.
Yeah, so they just look and it's always some white kid from like the East Coast, right? That moves out to Colorado, Utah, Montana,
Yeah.
Idaho, Wyoming, lives in a ski town,
Mm-hmm.
just
Sells
ski bums
drugs,
around,
sells
sells
drugs
weed, not drugs,
for
weed, right?
yeah, weed, but not for like to like their life to it's like for the
Just
social
to
credit that it
for the
gives
social
them.
credit and to finance their own weed habit, right?
Yeah.
Like basically so they have a pro deal on weed.
Yeah,
Like the way
yeah.
I had a pro deal when I worked at the fly shop and I could get waiters for cheap, these kids now got a pro deal on weed, right?
Yeah, it's kind
Like
of
they get
like
it at wholesale and then they sell just enough to make up the margin on what they smoked.
probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's what you look
they
like.
aren't making profit, they're just breaking even on all the pot they smoke.
Right.
Yeah, no,
There's
that's
just
fair. That is kind of what this hat communicates. It's part of why I like this hat is because I've always been a little jealous of that lifestyle because it's not for me. The
it's
ski
not.
bum lifestyle, it's not. But I've always been a little jealous of it,
You've always wanted it.
Not sure if I even wanted it. I just like entertained the idea,
Yeah.
you know? And it like parts of it appealed to me, but like not all of the actual practical aspects of it. Like I don't want to sleep in a van. I like to be warm.
What's dude, the ski bum now is different than the ski bum even like 2 generations ago. Because I
Mm,
grew up in a ski town in Whitefish, Montana, is like a kind of a ski town. But like,
yeah.
and I actually, a lot of like some of my friends' parents are like reformed ski bums, I guess.
Mhm.
Like they're ski bums that like accidentally had a kid and then had to get their shit together a little bit because they're now
Mm,
supporting more than just themselves and they can't
yeah.
just live at
They
their
can't
friend's
just
house anymore.
sell weed out of a van.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh like I had like one of my friends' dad was like the main ski patroller, whatever that is, like manager
Mhm.
of all the ski patrollers at the local hill. And it was just like, I don't know, it just seemed kind of weird to me at first. Where I was like, all right.
We
Uh,
should address though that why we're at our homes, and
okay,
it's not
let's
because
do it.
either of us have COVID. It's because we're exercising caution
Yeah,
because we're responsible,
right.
and we
Because
got information that another guy in the building encountered someone who might have had COVID, and so we're being careful.
yeah,
That's what we're
somebody
doing
in the building of our new studio
of the studio.
was in contact with somebody who has been confirmed, and then we were just like, well, let's just err on the side of caution and
Yeah.
go back to our old our roots on this one.
Yeah. And I feel like we have to expect to do this from time to time if
Yeah,
you know the situation warrants it. But
right. So that's why we're back here.
that's why we're back in
Uh,
the Zoom
we're
studio, and we're
and we're
not.
gonna and we're gonna do something new today.
Yeah.
You wanna explain sort of
Yeah,
what?
we're trying this out. We may end up doing this as a monthly or quarterly thing on the podcast. Is instead of talking about one shoe eventually in the episode, we're going to talk about upcoming shoes and just give our pick some of what's coming out in the next month or two and what we think about it.
Yeah.
So
So right now it's the month of January
yeah, it's
2021.
January 14th today. It's a Thursday that we're
Yeah,
recording this one.
but this will come out next Wednesday. So
This will come out next Wednesday.
yeah.
Okay.
So whatever that
All
means.
my shoes I picked come out after that, so that's good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, briefly, not too far after that, but after that.
All right. So let's start with one of yours.
Yeah,
One of
I
your
guess.
picks.
Okay, so the first one I picked was the Yeezy 700 Sun,
Okay, I
the
saw that
Sun
one.
colorway.
Yeah.
I want it.
I
It looks like a Wave Runner, but brighter.
yeah. All right.
I'm not mad at it at all.
Hang on. Wait for it. All right, here it is. Got it up here.
So
This one.
basically, what they did is they took the Wave Runner and everything that was white or gray on the upper, they replaced with yellow. And then the sole, which used to be white, the bits that used to be white, they replaced with orange.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because that all used to be white. And then they left the rest of the colorway the same. And I think it looks really cool.
Yeah.
It's bright and crazy. And I like the 700. I already have a pair of them. And this would be a cool shoe.
Yeah. Cool addition.
And they dropped the retail price by $60. It's now $240. It used to be $300.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that would be, of the three that I picked, this is the one I want the most. They just haven't released a Yeezy 700 V1 in like a while.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to see it come back a little bit. I hope the stock numbers are high and it's easy to get.
Yeah. Come on, Yeezy. Everyone needs one of these.
Well, that's what Yeezy has been doing as a company, is they've been dropping way bigger stock numbers. So I don't know.
Dude,
Fingers crossed.
I
What do you think?
It got my attention. I didn't hate it right away, but I still kind of hate the shoe, and I would never spend that much money on this.
That's fair.
That's sort of my takeaway. I do like the color though. I like orange. Let's get this straight. Orange is my favorite color. So I'm into a lot of the sneakers that are coming out. For some reason, I don't associate orange with the month of January. I think of January more of as like a blue tone.
Yeah, because I think of snow and winter, and winter is blue and white and gray.
And somehow, like, a memo to all the sneaker companies got out that like orange was, and it's like this very specific kind of color of orange. I found, well, I'll just go back to it. Like, I'll just go to the calendar. Like, I was just looking at this.
Yeah, all those Ray Gun collabs.
Yeah, like this is
whatever
orange.
Ray Gun is.
It's got a similar orange feel to it. The toe on this Chuck Taylor alien thing.
Yeah, those sneakers and stuff. New Balance coming out tomorrow.
Yeah.
See those ones right below what you're looking at?
These, yeah. Similar color, just kind of inverted. We got the Starfish.
Yeah, the Starfish 13s, which I thought about adding to my list as a shoe that I wasn't entirely sure what the point of was.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know. It's not a colorway I would buy on the 13.
Yeah.
It's just, it's one of those where it's like I'm not sure why they're. I don't. I don't completely understand why Jordan Brand does a lot of different retros in like new colorways of some of the shoes.
Yeah,
Like ones I kind of get because it's like easy to do, sort of.
yeah,
But like the 13s, I kind of feel like the OG colorways, just making those again and again from time to time,
yeah.
are always the best ones. Like I haven't seen any new colorway of the 13 that this one included that really caught my interest ever.
This one got my attention, but I would agree. Like I was reading about it a little bit,
Mhm.
and I just wasn't. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of
Well,
the
white and
silhouette.
orange also isn't my favorite color combo.
Yeah,
Like white and orange, it looks like a like a orange cream, popsicle or whatever. And it's not really I don't like the way white and orange looks together. It's not my favorite. Black
yeah,
and orange is a way better color combo.
I agree. It uh, and it's probably why. I mean, like as somebody who releases stuff monthly,
Mm.
I sometimes it's just sort of random where you're just like, well, we haven't done this before, like there's a little bit of that. And then you kind of are like retroactively just like, all right, well, why are we doing this? What was the inspiration? I mean, like they have the name Starfish in it. And then they try to like, I felt like, I think it was on the app that I
Mhm.
saw this and I was like reading the inspiration. They're like, in 1992, Jordan, and you're just like, dude, just don't even like
And
he
Michael
went on a
Jordan
fishing. Michael
went to
Jordan went to Hawaii and stepped on this starfish. This
aquarium.
is the color of from the medical photos or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, it's they're really digging on some of these. It's like, yeah.
I
Michael
do
Jordan
I do
liked orange
appreciate that.
juice sometimes at
Yeah.
breakfast. Not every day, but some days. And so because of that, we made a shoe
Especially
that's orange
in
to commemorate
January.
oranges.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good month. You might need extra vitamin C. It's usually cold and flu season, so
Like I I feel like at one of I'm surprised they haven't done a thing where they have like a pizza print and they talk about that pizza story about the Jordan Sick game and like and then like do like a
the
Domino's
flu game.
collab and then like have like
Yeah, because he
put
went to some
Domino's
mom
all
and
over
pop
it.
pizza place, right? It was some mom and pop pizza place that was open late next to the airport or whatever the fuck in Salt
Yeah.
Lake.
And it was yes,
Although, yeah, I
Salt
feel
Lake
like the
pizza
flu game
place.
though, he
Just
wore the
vomit.
he wore the flu game 12s though. There's already a shoe commemorating that unofficially.
Yeah.
They're like the bread 12.
Mm,
That's
that's
called
right.
the flu game. The ones they released this year were the reverse flu game,
Oh, okay.
where those were red, where the originals were black, and black where the originals were red.
It's just so silly. Like, I mean, it's just I understand they're like really just, but sometimes it just feels like they're really reaching
Oh, it's
for
definitely just a cash grab, but like there's cash to be grabbed, so you can't really be too mad at it.
right.
But on the same token, yeah, I'm not at all interested in those. There's nothing about those that I even care about. I've scrolled past them on the app a number of times and
I
been like,
know. I
nah.
know. I'm like, I kind of like them, but I'm not gonna even go for them probably. Like, I don't know. I'm just. I had them in my picks, so it's good we're talking about
Sure.
it. Like, I
Okay,
had
so was that your first pick?
that was kind of my first pick. To just to talk about it because I
Yeah.
definitely when I first saw it, I was like, oh, cool, and I was like, notify me. I'm gonna, and then I was like, then I looked at him a little longer, and I was like, okay.
No, like 13s are dope. I love 13s, but that colorway, I was like, I just there's nothing
Yeah,
about it that I need it.
I love the orange, and I love the black insole. I love
Mhm.
that, and then it kind of falls apart after
I
that for
feel like it
me.
could use like a black toe box instead of the white toe box.
I
Keep
think.
the white on the main piece of the upper, the quilted bit,
Hmm.
but then a black toe box would it just, because then it'd be closer to like the shattered backboard, like the
Hmm.
original shattered backboard colorway, where it was like white, black, and orange.
Hmm.
Because the one I have is just black and orange with that the 3.0 is just black and orange, and that looks awesome. but the original one was like white, black, and orange, and it looked really, really good. And then the 2, I think, was just white and orange, and it didn't look as good as the first one.
Of this, it was
No,
black and
of the
orange.
ones. I'm talking the shattered backboard ones.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha. Like, here's what
It's
I'm gonna
just
pull
white and
this up.
orange is not
If
great.
it was this but orange, I would say I would have been like all over this shoe.
All right, pull it
So
up.
this one, but just picture the suede and
Yes.
if that was orange,
Yeah, what is this
and
one
then the
called so
rest,
people can look it up?
this is the 13 Retro Hyper Royal, which I
Retro
do. This is
Black
my
Hyper Royal.
favorite. This is my favorite of the 13s.
Mhm.
And if they did that in an orange, I also think it would do better. And like it,
I do too. That would have I
like
think that black and orange is just
it
I don't know, it just is better because orange I
with like
think
that orange on here. Oh, it'd be so sick. Like it
yeah,
would be
cuz I feel
so
like
sick.
here's what I feel like and you could probably confirm this cuz you're like into design and stuff. I feel like you could separate colors as being either dark or light, sort of. And
Mm-hmm.
I would classify orange closer to a light color.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like a shoe needs kind of both. And that one is all light.
It's called
It's just
contrast.
it's like white and
So
orange. They don't have enough. Yeah, I guess you're right. It is contrast. There isn't enough contrast between the white and orange, whereas there would be between black and orange because it's like black is very dark and then orange really pops on it. Whereas I don't think the orange pops as
it
much
makes
on
it
the white.
pop less. Yeah, exactly. It makes it it's two warm tones, but then you do have the black hits on there too
Mhm.
for the contrast purposes. So like I'll bring up the starfish again. It's like you do have those contrasting pieces here on the bottom
Yeah.
and on the insole, but it kind of
Yeah,
just like
I wish
I
it
don't
had
know. Even if
if
it
it
was a
had a
black
black
leather,
toe, if just the toe box was black, leave the white on the side, I still think it would look way better
yeah,
than this. Like the tongue and the toe box. If they did the tongue and the toe box in black and then the side thingamajig in white. I don't know what that quilted piece is called because it isn't the whole upper, but it's like half of the upper.
mm-hmm.
Anyway, if they did that in white still, but they did the whole toe and tongue in black, I think this shoe would look way cooler,
Yeah, I think it
and
would
I
be.
might even want it.
I would want it. Yeah, so that was sort of my takeaway, I guess, was like was that those were my thoughts on it. Where it's just like if you switch that to black, I'd be super all over it.
Mhm.
And it would just I don't know, it would be like a cool contrasty. I mean, you could even make that. You could have even gone green or like a forest green on this would look sick. Like so swap out the green the white with like a
Ooh,
dark
yeah.
olive kind of color. That
Or
would
a
be pretty
purple.
sick.
Purple and orange looks awesome
Purple
together.
and orange can look good too. That changes the tone of it a little bit because it's dark and
Yeah, it's a
dark.
little bit too wild,
But
maybe.
um yeah, though that
Oh,
was sort of my thought. I think that part of the reason why it's because yeah, it's like January, you don't really know what to release. It's just funny that everyone seemed to
mhm.
release an orange-ish
They
looking
did. There
sneaker.
was a lot of orange.
Because there's even like in one of the Kung Fu Pandas, it's not quite orange. I guess like there's like a few of those Converses. There's the 3D Adidas
Oh
printed
yeah,
one
the
that has an orange sole with
1840.
pink. You got the
Yeah.
Jordan Why Not
Why not point four face tasm?
and then continued. Yeah. There's even the
Interesting.
Nike Dunk one with like a maroon orange.
That street hawker. Is that the one we're looking at?
No, I'll bring it up. I should just be bringing these up
Oh,
the
the
whole time.
IPRM
Mm-hmm.
dark russet.
There's this one coming out.
Yeah.
We're kind of
We're
jumping
just
all
going
over the
on
place.
StockX in the like upcoming releases
Yeah.
calendar. But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
noticed that one. I almost added that to my list, but I didn't. I like
This
that colorway. I'm gonna probably go for that when it releases. And
this
just
picture looks like it's miniature for some reason.
it does. It's a weird looking picture. I noticed that
It
too.
looks
I was
like
like,
it's like
that
this
picture
big.
is super trash. But the shoe is a good colorway.
All right. So what's your next pick?
My
Sorry,
number two that I put down is that Jordan 5 Low, the Chinese New Year Jordan 5 Low,
okay, cool. That was on
as
my
kind
list
of
too.
another shoe that I don't care about.
Okay.
And I feel like that a little bit, like I'm not that interested in like the Chinese New Year aspect of the shoe, just because
Mm-hmm.
it's like not really my culture, so I'd feel weird a little bit. And I know it's got like a Chinese symbol on it, and I feel like people with shitty tattoos kind of ruined
Yeah.
just
So
wearing things with Chinese symbols. You
before
know,
you get too far into it, let's just describe it a little bit. So it's a
it
Jordan 5,
it's a
but
Jordan
it's a
5.
low.
But it's a low top, which I'm not convinced works great on a Jordan 5 silhouette. I think it definitely lends itself to a high top better. It's just
Okay.
cream colored with a red, like the saw blade, flame teeth, whatever the fuck it's called on the sole, and red lace holes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like cream and red, basically. And I don't hate the colorway. In a high top, I think I would really like the colorway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just am not a huge fan of something that has Chinese symbols on.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing against, the Chinese culture. It's just not my culture. And so
Yeah.
I'd feel weird wearing it. And also, like, dudes with shitty tattoos and people with shitty tattoos have kind of ruined for me, like, because I wouldn't know what it means. I guess maybe I'd know what it means, and then I have to tell people what it means. Like, that seems annoying.
Yeah.
The whole thing, it's just like, I don't I'm not wearing that. It's not for
Yeah.
me. It's for
Yeah.
it's for people who aren't me, and that's completely okay. And I hope they love it. But for me, I'm like, yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah. So I had that one in one of my picks too. There's a spot where it fell apart for me. Oh, weird. Is that what the other side looks like? Let me see if I can pull up these photos. Oh, wait, no, that's just one of them. I don't get it. What? Okay. I'm confused by this picture. Maybe you can help me with it. This picture here. What's that? What's all that?
Oh,
Is that how it wears?
I
If you
think
like,
so. I think I remember seeing that picture, and that part is awesome.
so like if you were to like
Like,
cut
you can
parts of
cut
it,
it away. Like, the
that's
each
kind
of
of
those
cool.
panels is like, that is cool, actually.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. That's kind of like a skate type thing. The place that
Yeah.
I didn't
Aren't there
like
some
the
skate shoes that wear into kind of another, like, they do that?
mm-hmm. The there's a pair of dunks. They're like what's his name? Lance Mountain Dunks. He did that. So like when you skate them, that was the idea, is when you skate them, it kind of like rubs some of it off.
Okay.
And you can I think they just put paint on it, and they did like a design, and then they painted over it so that as the paint wears off, you get those other layers of different
Yeah.
colors and things.
Okay. No,
That's
that is
kind
a
of
cool
cool.
detail on those. For
And
people who are
that's
just listening, basically each panel can be cut away and there's like a design underneath it. So it's like there's like the upper has like two layers of cloth on each panel.
mhm.
And so if you cut away the top layer, there's another layer with a design, like a
Now
exciting design underneath it.
Now, why is that not? I can't believe I just found that out now. Like I'm
Mhm.
just finding that now because I did not see that when I initially looked at it on the app. Which is weird because it makes me like it more because I like that
It does make
customizable
me like it more. Like
aspect.
that aspect is really cool.
Oh, I guess I'm seeing the picture. I just didn't see it right away. That same picture is on there.
But honestly, it's still probably a pass for me on that
On
shoe.
the app, it has that first picture where you can see the cutaway part.
Yeah. It still doesn't change the fact that I don't think the Jordan 5 silhouette works that great as a low top. Apparently there are other Jordan 5 lows. I looked that up before this. I was like, is this the first one? And I don't
No,
think it is.
it's
But
not. But
I'm
I kind of like the sail color. I was sort of into it. I don't think I'm gonna even I'm like in a weird part of my life where I'm like not as trying to go for everything.
Yeah.
Um, partly January, and I'm looking into moving and stuff. So it's like, I'm not
Yeah,
trying.
like you've maybe got some expenses coming up, so you're not trying to spend all your money on fucking sneakers that now you have to move in a month
Yeah,
with.
yeah. I'm like in
Yeah.
this. I'm in this mode of like, I'm about to move, so like more shit just seems like I'm in the mode of like getting rid of a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So like for every pair of sneakers that I get right now, I kind of gotta get rid of one. Like one in, one out kind of policy for me
Mhm.
for a little bit. And yeah, I'm not sure what, yeah, I just am not into acquiring stuff. I'm kind of more in the purging stuff mode right now.
Yeah.
So it's really gotta wow me
Mhm.
for it too. Which brings us, you know what? I'll just bring it up right now.
Yeah.
That brings us to the one where I was going into this month like not gonna buy. I spent, I'll be honest, y'all. I spent all of my sneaker money this month on podcasting equipment at the
Yeah.
studio that we are not
Yeah.
currently using. I went a little over the budget that I originally had drawn for myself, which is fine. I had a little wiggle room and I did have some savings, and it's worth it for me to, this is an expense that I want to spend it on. But
Our
so
studio is really dope.
I'm very
Like I
excited about
put
the
some money
studio.
in, but you definitely spent more than I did. And
I don't want people to think we spent like crazy amounts either. Like it wasn't.
no, we spent tons. We spent an
We
insane
spent
amount of money.
so much money on that thing.
And it's okay.
So I was sort of thinking like, all right, I'm gonna
We did
pump
it
the
for the
brakes.
listeners.
Yeah.
Anybody listening to this is benefiting, not right now because we went back to Zoom because we had to, but
Yeah.
listen to all those studio episodes. It's the finest of quality, and we did
Yeah.
that for you.
It's
And you're
it's
welcome.
it's getting better. So that being said, I was like not gonna buy a sneaker this month.
Hmm.
And then I found these ones. And I'm like, yeah. Yes, they're women's, but you know what? They have the men's sizes as well.
Right. No, and they've dropped some. They've dropped a lot of shoes in the last year that were like a women's size
Yeah.
run.
And I
But
didn't go for them, but then I was like, later on, I kind of regretted it.
yeah, but the men's sizes in some of those, like they make them up to like a men's size 10 and a half or 11, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And like guys rock them. It's not, I mean, they're kind of a unisex shoe.
yeah. It's
But
also
yeah,
just
those are
a
cool.
Jordan 4. So,
Aren't they like reflective or something?
yeah, I think that these parts have like some M3 in them or something.
3M, but
Whatever. 3M. There's no information about it on here. But
yeah, those are cool.
I
They've got
really
the
like
orange,
these.
kind of a dark, kind of a blackish. I don't know what that color even is. It almost looks like bronze on the
Yeah.
picture, but I don't think it.
I
I don't
think
know what
these
the hell
things
it is.
are so sick. I like them so much. Obviously, we know the Jordan 4 is my favorite.
Hmm.
So it's like, and it's got the great, I think they did a really good job with this one. I mean, if I was designing it, I may have made this part orange just to give it another pop, but you know, whatever. I really liked, I looked at all the close-ups and the photos and I was just like, yep, into that. That's a shoe that I would.
And actually, this is before it's releasing. The ask isn't that high.
I know.
What's the ask on
know.
our size though? Because it might be crazy on the
Um,
big sizes.
I think it was so 11 and
11 and a
yes,
half.
it's 300. That's why I was like, because I had that same thought. I was like, ooh, and then I was like, oh wait, never mind. Yeah.
Yeah, but like this is before it releases, which means once it releases, it's going way down from that.
So we'll see. I mean, who knows? Maybe because like
I'm
one of
just
my,
saying, like this shoe is gonna be attainable from what I can tell.
this is another one of my favorite Jordans, and it's a
Yeah, that was
woman's.
a women's only.
And it's like, or
Fossil
one of my
colorway,
favorite
right?
fours. I mean, is I really like this one, and I've seen dudes. I've literally seen like guys rocking these. So
Yeah, that one though, they're proud of that one on here. Seems like
yeah,
pretty expensive.
um,
All
so
right.
very excited about that one. I entered
Yeah.
a drawing or whatever for it already.
Oh yeah, the one
so,
at Bait. I bet there's other ones. Go to that Sneaker Links website. I bet you can
yeah.
get in a bunch of different raffles for this.
I would like to get these at. I'm not going to spend more than 200 on them though.
Okay.
I like them a
I mean,
lot, but like
I'll go for them for you on the app
my month is a little tight on finances, and
for sure.
I'm
Yeah.
like I'm kind of using I'm gonna use like fate to decide whether I get them or not. Like I'm gonna
That's
go
been
for
my
them.
policy for the last few months, honestly. Like I've put in for a lot of different sneakers on the app, and honestly, I've kind of just been taking L's, and that's okay because
Yeah,
every time I'm like, you know what, it's fine.
you just got to go for sneakers for other people because that seems to be the
It
move.
seems to work. The last two I've tried, the ones I wanted for my sister and the ones I got for you,
Yeah.
2 for 2. And all the
Uh,
ones I wanted for me was an L, but that's okay.
all right.
My third pick
What's your
is
third pick?
the cool gray threes, which are I guess releasing on the
February,
30th,
right?
30th of January. I think they were a second page on the StockX thing. I think
Wait, no, I was thinking of the silver toe. Cool gray. What?
Jordan 3. Go back to that calendar page. I think it was a.
Oh, with the orange. It had orange on it,
Did it
right?
have orange on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, just little
Yeah.
tiny dots of orange.
I like it. I do like this one. I definitely
Yeah, this
like
is
this
one I'll
one.
go for on the app
Yeah,
and
so
see what happens.
we got a classic. Is that you think that's nubuck? Is that what
It looks like nubuck. Yeah,
I
it's
don't
kind of
think
that
it
like
is.
flat.
Like
Yeah, where it looks
sanded suede
like
or
it's been
whatever.
sanded or yeah, or sanded leather or whatever
And then
nubuck
it's
is.
got the classic like whole leather here and here, and then the hits. But then it's got the eyelets on the bottom and on the top
Yeah, the
are
eyelets are orange.
orange, and then
Everything else is gray, and then it's got elephant print. And then
mhm.
it looks like the
But it's like a
regular.
two-tone gray elephant print and two-tone gray, and then I think the logo, the Jumpman
Oh, the Jumpman is orange. The
and
Jumpman's
red.
red, and the Nike or in the Air below it
Yeah, and then the
is
air
orange.
unit also looks like it's orange, and I would assume I
But
bet
the
you there's
elephant print looks normal.
it
That's
does.
normal elephant print. And then
No, usually it's black, right?
no, it's gray like that. It just looks black because it's on other colors.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I bet you that the middle of the bottom of the sole is also orange.
Yeah, I bet it
That would
is.
be my
But
guess.
that's
Hard
a
to tell
cool
in this
that's a
photo.
I think it's a
Maybe
cool
it's
colorway
white.
and I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah, this one's pretty cool. I like it. It's just like not enough orange for me. Like
I think I like the orange on this one because it's
a
really
little.
subtle. I like that it's kind of just a
Yeah.
gray and black 3. It's kind of a subdued 3. And then
Yeah.
it's got those just a few little hits, but it's not enough that it's like it's not super shouty. It's just kind of
Yeah. I like this one a
there.
lot too.
Yeah.
This one's cool. I don't know if it was one of my
It's
picks.
it's kind of inoffensive, but I think it's cool.
Yeah.
And I like the 3. The 3 is comfortable too. And that looks like a shoe that I could wear a lot,
Yeah. This would
you
be
know.
definitely like a rocket.
Yeah.
It's interesting that the Jumpman is red on the tongue and on the back. Maybe that's that Chinese New Year thing.
It could be. You're right, but I feel like they should have just stuck with orange
I
on the
agree.
Jumpman
That's
since it
why
matches it would match the eyelets. That is a detail that they should have just done all
I
orange instead
don't.
of red and orange.
There's enough red Jordan
Yeah,
things.
red has made numerous what I can't fucking talk. Anyway, it's made numerous appearances in
Yeah.
Jordan sneakers. And if you're already making some shit on the shoe orange, why not just go,
Right.
go all in?
Exactly.
All right, so what's your third pick?
My third pick. My third pick is a one I do not like at
Okay.
all. I really don't like this.
All
And
right.
like it is the Kung Fu Panda Reebok Insta Pump.
Okay.
Do you know
Bring it up. I know I think I'm aware of it. I think I'm aware of what the Reebok Instapump is. That's the one
it's
with the air pump thing, right?
it's so dumb. It's so bad. It's like
Oh god, that's worse than I thought it would be.
it's such a bad like it's a terrible shoe to begin with.
It looks
And
very
then
high fashion inspired.
yeah,
But it's just gaudy and ugly and horrible.
Oh, it's so bad. It's got like, well, it's got quite the heel on it. So like it's definitely got like a 1-inch lift to it.
What's the retail price on it? I want to see if it's below retail already, or if
Um,
it's. Is it out?
I don't know. I think the retail,
Oh, release date is tomorrow.
yeah, comes out tomorrow. All
Well,
the things I was
it's
looking
horrible.
at, it just, here's the Reba. I wanted to see more. Like, it's just so bad.
Yeah, I don't
It's,
want that. If you want this, please in the comments tell us
and
why.
and like the
I
collaborations,
am open to whatever opinion you have.
I even
That's
went down a
trying to
rabbit hole.
justify why this is a good shoe.
I was trying to
Go in the
find
comments.
a good colorway of it, and it doesn't exist. It
No, it's
just,
an ugly
the
silhouette.
Instapump is just stop
It's too
making it.
obnoxious.
Yeah, it's just no good. Like, I'm just not into it, not feeling it whatsoever. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I kind of like the novelty of the, like, I almost liked the Toy Story one where they had the Woody and the Buzz Lightyear. I kind of liked that idea and that concept, and like, but it still kind of feels like when you start doing those, I feel like there's a fine line, and somehow Travis Scott avoided this, and I
Mhm.
think it's brilliant. But like, sometimes when you do a collaboration, it starts to feel like a licensing deal or it is a licensing
Mhm.
deal where it just starts to feel like a children's toy, like
Yeah.
it's just like you don't see like a good mountain bike that's like a Spider-Man mountain bike, like
Yeah.
like at a certain point it starts to feel like just like where they're like, oh, these are cool now, and you're like, they're not actually.
Yeah.
like
No, those, yeah, those are no go. Those Reeboks. Bleh.
yeah, pretty terrible, not into them. All right,
Okay,
but
well, I feel like we kind of made it through the upcoming shoes. We were arguing about something on a text message yesterday that was entertaining. I forget, what were we arguing about? And you were like, we should talk about this on the podcast, and I agreed, and then we didn't write it down apparently.
yeah, I know that I was upset. I was a little upset about something, and it was about like how, all right, not upset but just heated, where I just find myself sometimes, and this happens like even just when we're talking about sneakers or whatever, where there's just like, I'm I so want to just like be agreeable with people, but then certain times I gotta just start to draw the line where it's just
Oh,
like
I remember what it was. Is dream cars. We were
dream
talking about
cars.
our dream
Oh yeah,
cars. Was
yeah,
that
yeah,
the
yeah.
thing that
Okay.
was getting you
No,
heated?
no, no,
Okay.
no, no. That was something else. I guess I'll just have to finish that thought since it kind of
No, finish
kind
that
of
thought
like
though.
brought it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
I just tend to be very agreeable with people, and
Hmm.
sometimes I gotta just be like, wait, no, but I actually don't like this. I'm just trying to make the conversation um not get into it with people. So like
Hmm.
sometimes your opinions of cars that I like are, it's just like I try to side with you, but then I'm just like, no, but I don't care. I don't like this. This is not what I
Yeah.
use a car for. I use a car like, to use your own terms, and as much of it begrudgingly to whatever. I
As
try
an
to use a big,
appliance?
I use a car as an appliance. Right
Yeah,
now
that's
in my
okay.
life, a car is an appliance for me.
It
I
is for
drive
most
like a
people.
grandma. I don't like to go, I don't
You,
love to, don't
the
need to
way
go
you
fast or
drive, you should
unsafe.
have an appliance.
I
There's
should
nothing
have an
wrong with that
appliance.
opinion.
I want something
Mhm.
that is like reliable, and it and it gets me from point A to point B. I feel comfortable. It like has everything works.
Mhm.
And it doesn't cost me a lot of money. Like, that's what I want out of a car. But then, like, anytime you look into cars, it's just like, oh, you want it to be fucking fast, you want it to be fucking furious, and you want it to have Paul Walker driving it. You know what I mean?
Well,
No,
Can't have
I
Paul
just
Walker
no, but
driving it
no, I
anymore.
know you can't.
R.I.P. But
No, but you just like I feel like with cars or even like with sneakers, it's just like
Mhm.
sometimes I find myself like looking at shit and I'm just like, there is no utilitarian. Like I bought some sneakers or I guess hiking boots yesterday.
Yeah.
They needed something waterproof, and it was somewhat for me, it was somewhat liberating to just be like, I want something waterproof and comfortable. That's what I'm going for.
Yeah,
Uh,
instead of having to think about like, okay, if I'm gonna spend this amount of money, like what's the coolest shit that like
mhm.
everybody's gonna look at, be like, I wish I had them
Yeah,
type of
like
thing. Yeah.
but then of course I was wearing them today and I encountered somebody who was wearing some heat. I don't even know where it was. I was like at the post office or something
I
like that.
know. You know what?
And
I
I was
felt
just
that.
like, oh, I'm wearing some dorky ass
I always feel that even
hiking
if it's
boots
not
right now.
if it's just like normal
I'm
shoes,
like,
like if I'm
no, no,
just
no.
wearing like Ultra
I
Boosts or something, and then
yeah.
I see a guy with like awesome Jordans or Yeezys or something, and I want to be like, yo, bro, those are sick. And then
Yeah.
I do, and then he looks at my sneakers that are like dirty and they're like just some Ultra Boost from 3 years ago that I've beat the fuck out of.
Yeah.
Then it's like he's gonna be like, yeah, my shoes are way better. What do you even know? What's that compliment even worth, dude?
It's
You know,
like,
whereas if I'm wearing something really awesome and someone else is wearing something awesome, then I can be like, yo, bro, those are sick. And he'll be like, oh, this
yeah,
guy knows what's up.
you can
You
verbally
know?
jerk each other off and it's great.
Yeah, it is.
Like, oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
It's
look at those
mutually
sneakers.
beneficial. That's a symbiotic relationship. I learned
Everybody's
about that in science, dude. That's what
all
the
right.
fuck that is.
So we were talking about dream cars. What is your dream
Yeah.
car?
Now that Bjorn has stated that he doesn't actually care about cars and uses them as an appliance. But yeah, but you can
As
have
a
a dream car.
35-year-old that works for himself
Mhm.
and doesn't like, I think we can still have a dream car, like,
Mhm.
and it can be cool.
Yeah.
It's just like right now in my life, having a dream
No,
car
no,
doesn't make any
getting your
sense.
dream car right now doesn't make sense. It absolutely makes no sense for me. I won't be getting the car that I'm about to talk about
Okay.
because I'd go hundreds of thousands of dollars into debt. No, my dream car is the Audi R8, but it's the first gen, the one that came out,
Okay.
I think, for the 2008 model year. 2007 it came out for the 2008 model year. So look up a 2008 Audi R8, and I want the one with the V8, the smaller engine. They made it with a V10 starting in 2010, but
I saw that
you don't need
just
that.
now as I
You
was.
don't need that. You need the V8. It's fast enough, 420 horsepower. That's plenty. It's more than you need.
This is
You
not what
need
I
it.
was
You
picturing.
need it with the 6-speed manual because it has a gated shifter, which is the coolest fucking thing that you could ever have in a car. So instead of its manual transmission with 3 pedals, the way a manual transmission works,
So
and
it's like one of those
yeah,
race car looking ones. I didn't
it's
realize that that's what
it's
that
a
was.
mid-engine. It's based on it's the same chassis as the Lamborghini Gallardo,
Okay, that makes
and
sense.
now the current gen
They
is
have
the
the
same
engine in
as
the
the
back.
Huracan.
Is the engine
Yeah,
in the trunk?
in the back, but in the middle. So it's behind the seats, but ahead of the rear axle. So that's called mid-engine. The
Okay.
Porsche 911 is proper rear engine, where the engine is like on top of and behind the rear
So it's
axle.
like driving a boat. Have you ever driven a boat with the engine in the middle? I've totally driven a boat with
Oh,
the
like
engine in the middle.
like an inboard motor.
Yeah, inboard motor boat.
Sort of. Yeah, sort of. No, but it's called mid-engine because they mount the engine ahead of the rear axle, but behind the seats. What it does is it allows for the best weight distribution in
Okay.
the car. So it's the closest to 50-50 front rear, which just allows the best traction and handling for the car. That's why every good Ferrari, Lamborghini, Lotus, McLaren, every supercar, the Bugatti, every supercar, the new Corvette, the C8, they finally went to a mid-engine. Every supercar is mid-engine. The Ford GT, they're all mid-engine design because, from an engineering standpoint, it's like it allows the best weight distribution, so it's the best combination of like traction and handling.
Okay. And you
So
just want
anyway, yeah,
this
it's
You want this for going fast to work quickly, getting to
No,
work
I want
quickly?
it for looking cool. I want it because it looks
I
fucking
want to sit in
awesome.
traffic on my
And
way to
when
work
okay,
and
when
look
this came out
dope.
in 2007, this thing came out in 2007. I was 13 years old.
Okay.
And I was like, it's like around when I got into cars. And this was a brand new, awesome car. And it looks like that. Nothing looked like that. This is the car. You know how cars have LEDs under the headlights
Mm-hmm.
in every new car now? That's because of this car. This is the first car that ever had LEDs in a strip under the headlights. And it was the first car that had that. It looked fucking
Hmm.
phenomenal. Everybody's like, "What the fuck is that? That's amazing." And so it's so cool. It was in the Iron Man movie. I was 13 years old.
It was in the Iron Man movie. Now
Yeah,
that
I
I
think
think
that
about
car gave me my first boner. Like that fucking car is
it.
fantastic. I
It's
I
your
wanted it.
Viagra.
It is. It still makes my dick harder than a Blue Chew ever could. That fucking car, I wanted that shit then and I want it
Like,
now.
hang on, baby. Let me look at this magazine from
Yeah,
2008.
just like nah.
The 2008 Car and Driver.
I don't care what you're doing over there.
Ooh, look at that
Let me go get a
mid-mounted
road and
engine.
track 4.2 liter dry sump lubrication. Oh, that's fantastic. It doesn't even have a regular oil pan.
Ooh, 420 horsepower.
420. Shout out to Snoop Dogg.
Hell yeah. But you get high on just the horsepower alone.
No, but I that was the car when I first got into cars. It was like this is the coolest car. In my opinion, it was the coolest car made then.
Yeah.
And it's not that crazy expensive.
100,000?
It was like 108 base price when it dropped, but now you can get
Let's
those
see.
first gen.
Used.
You
Let's see
can
if I
get
can
them for
find one.
like 60
Used
to 100.
Portland,
Oh yeah, you could probably find
Oregon.
one for less than 100,000. Obviously, that's a ridiculous amount of money still. And the maintenance on these is what the maintenance is on a car that originally cost $120,000. So it's ridiculous, and I'm obviously not buying that now.
Dude,
But that's what makes it a
there's
dream
one
car.
for sale like 2 blocks away from my house at this car dealership.
Hell yeah, go get it. What's it cost?
82,000.
Yeah, bring it up on the screen. Let's see it. They probably get copyrighted for the dealership, but no, we're driving traffic their way. If
Who
you're in the
cares?
market for a
Yeah,
used,
if you're in the market for one, this is real close to my house.
oh, that's 2014. Is it the manual? It's a
Mm,
V8, 430 horsepower.
7-speed automatic.
Oh, lame.
How you gonna
Boo.
you're gonna drive an automatic? I'm pretty sure that's the
Fuck
one that's close to my
you.
house. Maybe I'm
Your
wrong.
fucking automatic.
I always just think about this dealership because before I moved here, I was looking at real estate for my business, and this
Mhm.
building was for sale. And then when we went and looked at our apartment, I was like, "Oh, hey, there's that building," and it was like still for sale. Like it was
Yeah.
a lot, and the only thing you could put in it is a car dealership because it was just like had this massive showroom, all these extra garages, and then like a huge parking lot. And I was like, "Is across the street from Ron Tonkin."
Okay.
And I was like, you can only put a car dealership in this. Like you'd have to do so much like work on it. It was
Yeah. No, I
and
remember though. Here's what I remember with
what's
that
up?
car. Is when that car first came out, I remember we went up to Bozeman for some reason as a family, like to shop. And we were driving past the Audi dealership there, and somebody with that car, the R8, the first year it was out, we saw him pull in the parking lot at the Audi dealership. And my
Yeah.
mom was cool, and she was like, and I was like, oh, that's the car. You know, I was losing my mind. I was 13 years old. And so she pulled in our 93 Corolla, like to the parking lot, and the guy was just he had it parked there. All the Audi guys were out looking at it because they were like, yeah, you know, it's the fucking the bee's knees. This car is tremendous.
The bee's knees.
It
You
is
are
the
a
bee's knees,
you
bro.
are a
I
millennial
am a
boomer.
boomer. No, I'm 100% a boomer. That car is the bee's knees.
Did
It's
you
the
tell him
business.
that? Like,
No, I was 13.
get
I
back
didn't
in your
think
Corolla.
he was for sure a boomer because he could afford that car.
Yeah.
But he let me sit in his car. his brand new $125,000 car, 13 years old. He let me sit in the driver's seat, and it made my day. It made my like month actually. It was like by far and away the coolest thing that happened to me
Yeah.
that month. I was sitting in this fucking Audi R8. I'm like, oh shit, this is a car.
This is a
You
car
know,
and it's crazy.
yeah, I
That's-
was so stoked, and it was the automatic. And boo that guy for having the automatic, but
Well,
also shouts out to that guy for making my month when I was 13. That was
right.
very nice of him to do. And and I still remember that as being like really awesome and exciting and fun.
Yeah,
And I've always wanted that car.
that is cool.
Someday. That's my someday, my like aspirational dream car is to be able to afford to own and own it's like an ongoing dumping money into it with cars like that.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like it's not a one-time expenditure. It's like you have to afford the sticker price and then like a few $1,000s at least every year in maintenance, and then you're
Yeah.
only driving it like 1,000 miles a year. Like, and it still requires all this maintenance. They're supercars are ridiculous and stupid to own.
Yeah.
So you have to like figure out like you have to be successful somehow.
You got to
Like
be
outrageously successful
financially, specifically
financially.
successful. Success is a spectrum.
Yes. Yes, you have to financially be quite successful. Or just prioritize your money toward that and just like
Yeah, yeah. And just
that
it's
like
like,
it's your hobby. You're just like, yep, I just
yep.
dump money into this useless ass car.
I eat ramen still,
Yeah.
but I have a supercar.
Exactly.
You
Pick
know,
up some chick for a date in your Audi R8 and you're like, well, spent all my money this month getting the oil changed in this car, so
just to get
we're gonna go home.
it's got a center mounted engine, so I
Yes.
can't do it myself.
This is mid-engine.
You
The
have to
engine has
lift
to
it.
come out for everything.
Yeah.
It's
Is
an
that the
Audi.
truth? Oh my
No,
God.
but I do think the oil
You
change.
gotta pull the engine out for an oil change.
No, I don't think you do. I
I
don't
doubt
know.
that. I feel like they figured that out.
Apparently,
You're
I
not
actually
taking this to
Googled it.
Jiffy Lube, though.
No, I actually Googled it the other day. Something that does go wrong with these, I think it was like the AC or something, the air conditioning motor.
Mm-hmm.
And on the V8s, it's an engine out job. The V10s, it's not, but on the V8, it is. So it's like 40 hours of labor to fix your AC at an Audi dealership. So that's probably like $200 an hour or
Oh
something.
my God.
So you're in it for like 10 grand for a new goddamn AC. So that's the kind of bullshit that you have to do if you have a car like this. So you have to have like a lot of fucking money
I mean, I was
for
upset
that not to
when
ruin your year.
when I had to do some work on my Volvo and or needed to, and then I chose not to do the
Mhm.
work and just sell the Volvo because the work was going to be more than the cost of the car. It was one of those situations, but it still
Yeah.
cost me like $600 just to find that out. I
Mhm.
was like, God damn it!
Yeah, no, car repair bills suck
Kind
so
of
much
done
every
with
time.
that. Should we do mine or
We
should we just
absolutely
wrap it up?
should.
All right,
No,
mine's
let's
gonna
do
be
yours
quick.
because in the
My
interest of
dream
fairness.
car is I want to take something stupid and I
Mhm.
want to put something cool into it. I want to do an engine swap because I mean, if we're
Yeah.
doing so, like I was trying to think of like what mine would be, and I want to take a turbo, a Subaru Baja from like the 2004 to 2006, I think is when they made them.
It's, I think, the only time they were made.
Like
They were a
maybe
short
into
run.
2007, they did not do well at all.
No.
I want
They're
to,
a very pointless car.
and it is a stupid car. It's the one that's just the Outback, but it looks
It's
like
an
somebody
Outback,
just hacked
yeah.
off the back and they put some plastic on there.
Yeah, they just hit
and
it up
called
with a
it a new
sawzall
car.
and called it a truck.
Yeah, and called it a
Anyhow.
truck.
And what do you
but
want to swap your
I want to
your
throw an
Subaru Baja?
STI engine, and probably as you informed me, I
Mhm.
probably would have to put a transmission in as well.
Yeah,
But
you would
put
need
like
the
a
STI transmission.
put like put like
Mhm.
an STI engine into a 2004 Subaru Baja, so people are like laughing at you
Mhm.
until you just can like smoke them with your
So
crazy
here's
engine.
my one comment on that.
Yeah.
Is why just the STI engine?
What do you mean?
Why stop there?
Oh, I don't
If you're
because I
gonna
don't know
go
that much.
through So
because I
here's
can
the
stop
thing.
you because Bjorn does not know that much about cars. Or like, there's that one that you said there's like an engine that everybody puts in. Sure.
Yes, that's where we're about to go.
Like, okay.
So as a person with no practical automotive skills, but who's read a lot of fucking r/cars on
Magazines.
Reddit, you shouldn't just stop with the STI motor. That's barely an upgrade from the turbo model of the
I just
Baja.
I
It's
just
like a
thought it would.
50 horse upgrade from what the turbo Baja already came with.
Well, see, this
What
idea
you got to
came.
do is do a Chevy
Okay.
LS, an LS like a 350, like a 5.7 liter LS, something like that. Chevy
Okay.
small block V8.
Put that in there.
Put that in there and get somebody to really, someone who knows what they're doing, tune that thing up because those things easily make 500-600 horsepower.
Oh,
More
really?
if you're real crazy, but yeah, turbocharge it or something, supercharge it, supercharge so you get the supercharger whine. It sounds really cool, you know.
Okay.
Supercharged LS, or like maybe Dodge is selling the Hellcat motor now as a crate motor,
Mm-hmm.
707 horsepower,
Put a Hellcat in
supercharger.
there. Oh my
That's what
god.
if you're going dream car, you take a Subaru Baja and you put 700 horsepower. It's got have with the hood scoop, it would have to have like double the height of the STI hood scoop just to fit the supercharger intake. Has a giant, just a big
Oh
American
my
V8
god.
with a blower. Now that would scare the shit out of anybody. It'd be loud.
It would just be so
How cool would
funny
that
to
be?
me to have this car that like
Yeah.
everyone hated so much that they
Well, people
stopped
didn't
making
hate it.
it.
People just laughed at it because it was
Yeah.
ridiculous. And it has a small but very dedicated fan base. So
It
there will
yeah.
be some people on your side of the Baja is amazing. In If this ever becomes our number one watched episode of all time and we get massively
Yeah.
famous off of it, there will be people on your side saying the Baja is a cool car. And they're wrong. It's a stupid car. It's a complete get an Outback if you want a Subaru and get a real truck if you want a truck. Why are you getting this compromise on both ends? Anyhow.
I have seen there is one that in my neighborhood that
Mhm.
somebody made their own Baja out of a Subaru Forester where they
Yeah.
did just sozzle it and then put like a glass sliding door in
Some
the
dude
back.
at Montana State did that with like a fucking Civic and shouts out to him. Like a little crappy front wheel drive car. He made a pickup out of it.
Oh my
It's very
god.
silly. Anyhow, I'm on board for that as a dream car. I do like engine swaps. I think they're awesome.
I just think it'd be
And
fun. If I
I
was, I
like
mean, it's
the
like
idea.
if I'm
Didn't
gonna
we
be
talk
spending a
about this?
dumb amount
Yeah.
on a car, it's like might as well do something fun because like the thing that actually put this was an idea of mine
Hmm.
prior to even me knowing you because I had a Subaru Forester like a 2004 and I blew the engine up in it and had to because the oil light, okay, whatever, I don't even just need to justify it to you or anybody
Hmm.
else. I was a 20 years old
Yeah, you're
and
20 years old. You
I
blew up
didn't
an engine. That's
realize
just what you do.
that a slow oil leak, if you aren't constantly adding oil, you can seize the pistons in. So
Mm,
that's what I
yeah,
did. Hey,
that's what
there
happens.
we go. I like
Well,
I
and it's a
seized the
Subaru, so they
pistons.
leak oil and they have all these problems, and people
Yeah,
still love them so much.
like that car though. The funny thing about that car was like when I got it, it it came with 2 gas cans, and that wasn't alarming. I think we talked about that.
Hmm.
But yeah, I blew the engine up in that, and I remember when I was replacing the engine, the guy was like, I could put a WRX engine into this if you want. And I was like, ooh, yes, please. And my dad was like, we are not doing that. And so I did not put that,
Oh, you
but I
you
was
blew up
like,
the reliable version. Here, let's get you one with a turbocharger, so you'll be
yeah.
back here as soon as possible.
I was
Yeah.
like, I could do that. And he's like, well, we'd also have to like replace we'd have to put a hood scoop and like some other things. And I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
there's like,
okay.
oh, never
There's
mind.
like
There's
more
another
stuff.
$2,000 worth of
Yeah.
modifications
Because
that'll
I think
add.
it was like $1,000 to replace the engine, which wasn't too
Mhm.
bad.
That's not crazy.
Which yeah, to think about. I mean, but this was in 2000 and uh wait, mine was in 99. Sorry, I
Okay.
got that wrong. Mine was in
Mhm.
99. My Forester was. It was in 2006 or 7 that this happened. So
Okay.
anyway,
Huh.
yeah.
All right. Well, do you want to take us out?
Sure, I will take us out. Hey, thanks everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Share it with your friends. We have new episodes every Wednesday. And we also have an Instagram, Size 10 Podcast, at Size 10 Podcast. There we go.
Yep.
Nailed it. All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye.